How can we make sure that gambling is safe and responsible while still ensuring that the excitement and thrill of the experience when it is at its best is maintained? The short answer is together. By working together, we can meet these expectations and also ensure that the industry is becoming more sustainable. At this year's conference, we welcome a wide range of speakers, ranging from operators, regulators, payment providers, scientists and researchers, all contributing with different aspects on this important topic. We welcome an open discussion to create a safer experience for the industry. And by having an open and honest discussion and dialogue is a great first step. There is no easy solution, but an open mind and an honest discussion is a great first step. And of course, I'm interested in your thoughts and expertise. Welcome to this year's Sustainable Gambling Conference.
Well, thank you for that, Henrik. And hello and welcome also from my part to the 6th edition of the Sustainable Gambling Conference, a place where we gather people from outside and inside the industry to discuss how can we create a sustainable gambling industry. And before we start, I would like to mention a few things. Interaction with you is important to us. So first of all, we have 2 hashtags that we would like you to communicate through. And the hashtags are SGC2021 and also shared responsibility. Please use them. And also, you have the possibility to ask us questions during the whole broadcast. And this is, of course, a very good idea for you to do that all the time. And you do that by exit the full screen and enter the question box. Just send them in that box and we will gather them all. And we will try to respond them during the broadcast. And in lack of time, we will get back to you in one way or another. I promise you that. And also, sometimes we want to put questions to you, so-called poll questions. And that is almost the same thing. You exit the full screen and you answer them as you probably see the poll question in that mode. And thirdly, when you are attending the breakout sessions, you can chat with the speaker in every session. That's also a good thing to create things together when we do that. And good afternoon, Henrik.
Good afternoon.
Good to actually welcome you back again to the stage in a digital mode.
Yeah, thank you very much. We were really hoping, like we said last year, that it was hoped to be one-off occasion last year, but unfortunately we had to do it digitally this year as well, but we know it worked really well last year, and this year we're also in a new studio, so we're really looking forward to that. So hopefully next year we'll be able to meet up again.
Yes. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Henrik, when we met last year, we talked about using technology and collaboration to ensure a safer experience. Now, this year, the theme is a bit broader, and it's about shared responsibility. Why?
Yeah, we talked already last year about being part of the solution, and of course that's still very much what we aim for and what we are, but we also know that we can do our part ourselves, but it's all about working together with everyone and all stakeholders, really. That's when we can get momentum behind this. Of course, we need a fair regulation and everything and a system that is robust, but by really working together, that's when we can really create difference, and we're getting to that point now where we really need to, and there's signs of that as well already, but we need to continue to really push forward on that.
When you talk about all stakeholders, who are you referring to?
It's really everyone that's connected to the industry. It's not only, of course, us as operators, we have the primary responsibility when it comes to this important topic, but it's also others who are associated with the sector, like suppliers of games and sports and odds and stuff, but also media and sports bodies for sponsorship and stuff, but also others like payment solutions, credit providers. It's everyone that's researchers, scientists, responsible gambling, everyone that's sort of connected to the industry. It's only when we get behind that we really can see a really big difference.
And sometimes it's easy to forget that there are a lot of parties involved in this. Okay, you also said that there's a need for increased transparency. In what way is the industry contributing to this?
I think we've seen a lot of movement in that direction, and I think that's really where it starts. I mean, if you're transparency is a must to be able to get credibility and to be able to take things forward. We ourselves made a big step earlier this year when we came out with our share of revenues coming from harmful gambling, and that's a really important first step, and that's something we promised last year, that we would increase transparency ourselves, and indeed that's what we did in February, and that's been a big step forward for us, and I think that's also what others are seeing, that, and it's feeding a good dialogue and discussion, and hopefully again, core area for today, to really increase that transparency.
We also discussed what can the industry do to improve its reputation. Has anything changed?
There is signs for sure, and I think what we've done already then with going out with our numbers, that is a key element of that, but it's also important that we continue to move forward in that direction and really show leadership and really take things to the next level.
All parties are actually involved in this conference because everyone wants to create something better and better for every year. Has there been any important development from last year?
Yeah, there has been, with our numbers coming out, but also when we see how the dialogue overall in society has changed, and I think it's also becoming clear to more people that we are indeed part of the solution and not the problem, and that's really a key area. But that we're having these sessions, and hopefully now with the trade bodies that we have, and if we can have like mini sustainable gambling conferences spreading globally, we of course here in Europe we do this and what we're doing here today, but otherwise also with the US opening up and those kind of markets as well. So it is definitely on the move, and I think it's fair to say that we see a much improved dialogue between land-based and online, but also between regulators and industry, and I think it's dawning on everyone that we have a role to play in this, and that is key, that we keep that momentum and really make action happen now after so many good discussions.
But is there any more important developments from last year, do you think?
Yeah, we'd had this with what we talked about last year with that app that we have that we produced together with Safety. That's been now handed over to Assisa. So that.
And we're talking about artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that was the artificial intelligence app that we produced last year. So that's an important step as such, but also the increased regulations that we've seen and what's coming out of that, and the responsibility that operators are starting to take, and then of course that will be expected to follow by sports and other medias as well, that we can continue to take that forward.
We're talking about possibilities, but we have to talk about blockers as well. Do you see any kind of blockers to achieve this shared responsibility?
Yeah, of course, channelization is a must, that we have a fair and transparent regulation so that it's clear for everyone what goes and how we can develop that. That is kind of a potential blocker, but also that we continue to really use the technology at its potential and really invest in these things to make sure that we can continue to reap the benefits of the good work and all the initiatives that we're doing and all the hard work that's being put in. So regulators and operators need to work closer together, but also other stakeholders in society to really make sure that we all pull in the same direction. And of course politicians as well, to make sure that it's a clear, transparent system that with clear rules for everyone what goes and how we can sort of address the market in the best possible way, and so that everyone can take sustainability at its full.
And always discuss it and always
discuss
penetrate the issues. But Henrik, is really one meeting a year enough? How can we carry on discussions even after this conference?
No, it's not enough with once a year as we do here, but as I said, if we can make this be a sort of a theme, and now after many years of good discussion, like we've had 5 years now, this is the 6th one as you mentioned, we can really take momentum building up and really make sure that from now on it's more about action and really seeing tangible results on how we improve as an industry in this really important topic.
And what is your expectations of the conference today?
We have so many good speakers and panels lined up, and also the breakout sessions. We have Nurit Nobel going to talk about nudging as a way of influencing people.
That will be exciting.
Yeah. We also have Chris and Ryan talking from the All Bets Are Off app. They're moderating one panel as well. And we have Jan Elevik as well from Facebook that's talking about that. And of course, all the good breakout sessions as well that's coming up, and all the good panel participants as well. So really looking forward to that.
And I look forward to all the interaction possibilities that we have, actually. I think you do the same.
Yep.
And let's try the first one, a poll question, because I am curious who is actually watching us. And there are a lot of people who have logged in, and I think the first poll question is the one we want you to answer now, and it goes like this: what organization are you from? And the alternative is operator, or are you a supplier? Are you affiliate? Are you from media? Are you a regulator? Are you NGO, an investor, academia, or other? And while people are answering this one, I just want you to guess, what do you think is the majority of audience right now?
Based on experience, I would guess that it's operators, but
and what do you hope?
I hope it's a good mix. So, but it's important that we have as many as possible, I say.
So let's see if we have some results on the poll question. I think we have that. Yes. And Henrik, you were quite right, of course. The majority are operators. We have suppliers. And we have a lot of representatives from the other alternatives as well. And a lot of others. Who may they be, do you think? Who can others be?
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. But so fun, and you are, of course, all welcome to join us during the conference. Let's hit the second poll question as well. What is the main reason for you attending the Sustainable Gambling Conference? What is the main reason for you attending the Sustainable Gambling Conference? And here are the alternatives. To get inspired by the industry, or to share my thoughts with the industry, or to increase my knowledge of the industry, or to understand more about safer gambling, and finally, to build relations in the industry. And we also have the other alternative as well. And may I say that it is possible to actually answer with several alternatives?
Absolutely.
Do you want to have a guess?
No, this was a tricky one.
Considering that the operators were 63%, but that can change. My experience is that during the conference, that can change, actually.
Yep.
And people can join from other parties as well. Yes, sorry, Henrik, you were saying?
No, it's hard to tell. I'll see the result.
Okay, so let's see if we have results. Yes, we have. So the majority wants to understand more about safer gambling. That's a wow. Because if that's the majority, then we are on right spot, because we want to know more. People want to know more. And also to increase my knowledge of the industry. That's a good one as well. Yeah. Are you happy, disappointed, relaxed?
No, absolutely. This is what today is all about, to understand more about safer gambling. This is a really, really important topic that is top of our agenda, and what we're spending our time on every day, thinking on how we can do this, and as we said, about transparency and everything. So I think really that's where it starts, to understand more.
Good to hear. So we started well off, I think.